Hello guys, Matt here and welcome back to my fragrance obsession. Now, the fragrance that I'm going to review in this episode is the main fragrance of today. I really do appreciate you watching my very unexpected review previously, which was Friction for Him by FC UK. I really do appreciate that, guys. In this episode, we are going to go back to the house of Zara. And I know what you're thinking, oh god, here he goes again with the bloody Zara reviews. Well, I'm actually really into Zara at the moment. I think a lot of people are, to be fair, come on. They are producing amazing fragrances. They're really coming into the spotlight. A lot of their fragrances are different, something really special about them. I think it's mostly the fact that their fragrances have great performance. Well, some of them do, not all of them of course, but they're unique and their scent life is absolutely fantastic, and this is one of them. And the fragrance that I'm going to talk about today actually comes from their leather collection, where they have three fragrances. They have this one, rich leather, and unique leather. And this fragrance is called Gourmand leather. And this fragrance was the only one which I really liked out of the three. It was the only one which to me smelled probably the most unique. So this one should be called unique leather. There's nothing really bad about this fragrance whatsoever. So here is what the presentation looks like. I'll just show you guys before I go ahead and talk about the smell and stuff. So we get this box. The box actually looks leather. It gives you this leather sort of pattern. It doesn't feel like leather, it's definitely cardboard, but it's a nice presentation. We get the leather pattern in there, and it's the same on the sides. We get a bit of information there on the back, and it features some of the notes. I will be going through the notes soon. We also get this down here which says design in leather, which is a really nice little feature there on the box. But we also get Zara in silver writing. We get Gourmand leather number 0059, and this is an eau de parfum concentration. This is what the fragrance looks like. So you take it out, and of course you get the bottle here, which to me, I think the bottle's great. So we get glass on the side, we get the juice in there, which is like a warm sort of brown colour. And we get Zara Gourmand leather with the number on the bottom, which of course is 0059. And that's all there is. And of course, got the sprayer right there. So let's go through this fragrance, shall we? I'll just put these to the side. Now, let's talk about this fragrance. Now, it came out in 2017, this year. And the main accords for this fragrance are leather, aromatic, powdery, citrus, and floral. So we are going to go through the notes right now. I'm going to spray the fragrance on here. Spray is amazing, just like all of the other Zara fragrances. This is a beautiful fragrance. Now, here we go. Now, the notes for this fragrance, in the top, we get bergamot and lemon. Now, when I first smell this fragrance, okay, a few things go through my mind, okay? One of the things is that, of course, this fragrance is Zara's version of Ultra Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. It's pretty much identical, which is not a bad thing because I actually love the smell of Ultra Male. It's probably one of the best flankers from the original Le Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. I mean, also Popeye Au Fresh, which is also an amazing fragrance. I'll not go too much into the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier, but this is apparently their version of it, and you definitely get that. Another thing that goes through my mind is the fact that this fragrance actually smells a lot like Juicy Fruit chewing gum. If you guys have ever smelled Juicy Fruit, by Wrigley's, I believe it's by, it smells exactly like Juicy Fruit. There's no doubt about it. So it does have that bubblegum smell to it, but to me, I think that this opens up very playful. It opens up unique, which is why before I said this should be called unique leather and not Gourmand leather. Because I don't really get a Gourmand quality out of this, if I'm honest with you. I mean, maybe in the dry down, but I will talk about that afterwards. So, this opens up very simple with that bergamot and the lemon. It doesn't smell like your typical citrusy opening, so I don't really get just a natural lemon. I don't really get just a natural bergamot on its own. I'm getting a lot of the middle notes also, which of course I'll mention in a second. But I would say that you do get the citruses, you do get a bit of that lemon, you do get a bit of that bergamot also. But like I said, it doesn't open up plain upfront citrus. It smells very, very different. The middle note for this fragrance is iris. So we only get the one note, and that's the iris. And this is what's interesting. A lot of people have said that this fragrance smells like Dior Homme. No. not whatsoever. It doesn't smell like Dior to me. It smells like a mixture, actually, between Rojas Man and Ultramar by Jean Paul Gaultier. That's the sort of vibe I get with this. But after this fragrance has been on your skin for about 2 minutes, you automatically get that iris with the citruses in the top. The iris in this fragrance doesn't smell like, you know, your typical lipstick smell. Of course, it's very famous in Dior Homme for having that lipstick makeup sort of smell. In this fragrance, it smells more like a sort of bubblegum, unique, sweet sort of iris smell. But I think a lot of the citruses are coming, of course, from the base notes, but the iris note in this is so nice. It's very powdery, very floral, of course, but it's very, very sweet. And I think the sweetness is what makes me think of it being like a playful scent. So I think this would do very well for a night out on the town. If you're wanting to get compliments from a lot of people, I think this would be a great fragrance to go for. But it just smells straight up beautiful. No doubt about it. So if you love Ultramar by Jean Paul Gaultier, this is a bang for the buck. I mean, this only cost me £17 from the store itself in the Metro Centre, which of course is the shopping centre that I always go to, and I'm pretty much in the Zara store every time I go there because I just love to find out these new creations, and this is just absolutely fantastic. It may not have the strength of Ultramar, but it certainly has the quality and the smell of it. I would say this one was definitely more leathery. Of course, it comes from a leather line, so it does have a more leather approach to it, whereas I think Ultramar doesn't have leather in it. So, yeah. And in terms of the dry down, guys, we get base notes of tonka bean and leather. So the fragrance dries down very sweet. It opens. Dries down very sweet. We get a lot of that tonka bean. It's very sweet, a little bit syrupy. The leather in this is nice, I'm not gonna lie. It does smell very nice. It actually smells a lot like the leather on the front of this bottle. It smells exactly like that. So the leather is pretty genuine, pretty realistic. But I would say the highlight of this whole fragrance is that lemon combination with the iris. It's just so divine. I'm reading these notes off Fragrantica at the moment. Oh look, there's a little spider crawling up there on the side of the box. I'll not kill you because you probably like the box as much as me. So Gourmand leather, it actually features the notes on the side here. It just says bergamot, iris, and Gourmand leather. Of course, there will be more notes, which is why I'm on Fragrantica, but I kind of fault the notes list because I get everything. I actually do get everything. It's a very well constructed fragrance. I think whoever's designing the fragrances from Zara, they're definitely doing their homework. They're definitely looking at fragrances out there on the market, and they're trying their best to compete. And of course, they're doing it. They're doing it very, very well. I'm not a big fan of clones, if I'm honest with you. I think it's actually really ignorant when fragrances do make fragrances smell like clones. But when they make them smell exactly like the actual fragrance, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, because they deserve a pat on the back. Because I think fragrances that do get copied are, of course, some of the best fragrances out there. I mean, Aventus is one of them, and it is a masterpiece, there's no doubt about it, and it smells so fantastic. It's a fragrance of its own, and when fragrance companies try to copy off it, I don't have a problem with that, because I haven't really come across a really bad Aventus clone, if I'm honest with you. I think companies who are creating clones from big fragrances like Aventus, they're not doing anything wrong, and I think they're doing a fantastic job at that. And I believe this is the only clone to Ultramar. So the fact that this is the only fragrance that I've come across that does smell like Ultramar by Jean Paul Gaultier is faultless, you know, and this is an amazing fragrance. And I'm actually going to be taking this to Download Festival, which of course is one of the biggest festivals in the world. It's known for its metal music, and I'm definitely going to be wearing this down there because I think it's so unique, and I think it is going to get me compliments personally, and it's always a nice feeling when you get compliments, you know. It means people like the smell and they respect you as a person, and the smell really does say a lot about you as a person in general. To me, I treat fragrance like I would with a nice t-shirt or a nice pair of jeans. Just as important, in my opinion, you know, which is why I could have bought a nice pair of jeans or a nice t-shirt for probably less money than this. And the fact that I paid £17 for a very nice fragrance is no different than buying a nice pair of clothes, in my opinion. So guys, I would say a big thank you, because I feel like I'm rambling, but this is an amazing fragrance for the price. It's an amazing alternative to, of course, Ultramar by Jean Paul Gaultier. I absolutely love that fragrance. And this, to me, it's just great. And also smells like juicy fruit chewing gum. So if you like the smell of juicy fruit chewing gum, you might want to give this a try. But yeah, it's the only one I liked out of all three of them. I don't really know what one of the other leather fragrances smells like, but whether or not I'm going to do a review on them, I don't know. Who knows? But guys, thank you so much for watching my review for Gourmand Leather by Zara. This fragrance came out this year, and it's just an absolutely amazing fragrance. It's honestly fantastic. Oh, and before I finish this review, I just want to say that this fragrance lasts for about 8 to 9 hours on your skin. So it does have the eau de parfum strength, if I'm honest with you. I've heard that the other two Zara leather fragrances, so the unique leather and the what was it called again? The unique leather and the rich leather, sorry. I've heard those ones don't really last as long, but to me this one definitely has the strength, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope you've enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you thought of this review and this fragrance in the comments below if you've got it. And as always, keep smelling good and have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.